Hello, this is Valerie Aiello, and you are listening to Idea Diary. How's it going, y'all? Thanks for coming and hanging out again today. All right, so I was trying to explain morning pages to my friend Becky because I was just telling her, you need some extreme me time. So that's morning pages every day and meditating every day. And that's pretty much it. As long as you can get that in and commit to a year and then see what results you get, I think it's worth it, and you'll potentially get to know what you really want better and design your perfect life, being you, whatever that means for everyone. But I feel like, I'm doing the meditation thing every day. That's new for me. I've never done that. So I don't know the results on that. But after a month doing it, I feel like there's definitely some benefits. Originally I had said I was going to do 30 minutes to an hour a day of meditating. But that was before morning pages came into my lexicon of thinking. It's weird that the Julia Cameron book, The Artist's Way, I've seen the cover before and I've heard about the book, but I'd never read it. No one ever mentioned it in a video, and it's one of those things that it's very famous, but I just never came across my path. And I still haven't read the book because I ordered it from the library, and everything's taking forever. So every single copy of the library is checked out and probably has a long wait list. So I'm going to just buy the book, but I had already read my 2 books that I was going to read last month. And I don't want to buy the book until I know for sure I'm ready to read it and I don't have any other distractions. So I already have 1 book checked out that I'm reading. And so whatever comes first, either the library book will be ready to be picked up, or I'm just going to buy it. I did go to a bookstore once, and it was sold out, and all they had was the Artist's Way workbooks, and I just wanted the book. Anyway, so I was trying to explain to Becky morning pages. It's the same Becky that bought me this candle from San Francisco. But she was saying that whenever she sits down to write something like that, that she never has any ideas. So I think that's common. But with morning pages, I feel like you could almost just pick a word and write it over and over and over again, like a crazy, insane person might do. But I feel like if you're just trying to capture an emotion, morning pages has to be done in the morning. Her intention was right in the morning because as soon as you wake up, maybe grab a water for drinking or have an iced coffee ready to go and just sit down and start doing your morning pages, because I think the idea is to capture some of that hypnagogic state energy and ideas. So the hypnagogic state is the time between asleep and awake, to where all the thoughts that you're thinking right before you fall asleep and all the thoughts that you start thinking when your brain's waking up. It's like this magic hour. And yeah, so do it every day. That's one of the things. Just even if I know people have jobs and they are rushed and they have all these things that I don't have necessarily. So for me, it's very easy to just kind of put it into my morning routine, and I can take as long as I want. And, I know that that's not probably realistic for everybody, but you can do them fast if you want. And one of my pages is kind of something that I repeat every time. It's my last page that I do, and I kind of it's like my big mindset thoughts. I write those down every day during my morning pages, and I can get into that later, but that's probably boring. But there are no rules. You can write anything, and I think the idea is just to get writing. So I wrote down some maybe writing prompts that you could do. So my number one idea is invisible counsel, which is morning pages, jamming them together with invisible counsel. So invisible counsel is Napoleon Hill's technique to kind of a meeting inside your mind with people that you respect and you would like their opinion. So, and they could be dead or alive and you could never meet them again. So you could be, Brad Pitt and Abraham Lincoln and whoever. It doesn't have to be realistic, but you're just kind of having a conversation in a meeting in your mind with these people, and it could be one-on-one or it could be a counsel. Look up invisible counsel if you want to know more about that. So, but that's just one idea. So start your morning pages off with, that you're sitting down at a big meeting and see where it takes you. It's all about imagination, I think. But number 2, team lead a meeting. So if there's anything going on in your life with friends or family or the office or whatever, just kind of have the meeting in your pages before it's a real life meeting. So all the things that you might say in the meeting, just kind of free flow where you're leading the meeting and the things that you would say on any topic in front of any group of people, but have it be a realistic problem. And I feel like that could be a good prompt. So number 3 is a gratitude list. Just start listing out all the things you're grateful for and then see where that takes you. Number 4, a problem solution list. So just writing out all your problems, the things on your mind, then coming back and maybe writing down different solutions and see where that takes you. And number 5, start writing down your dream living space. So if you're not in your dream house or your dream place to live, that could be anything. It could be a tent in the woods. It could be a mansion. It doesn't matter. But whatever your dream living space is, just start describing where you would sleep, where you would make your breakfast, where you would sit down and read a book. Just start free-flowing your imagination for your dream living space. Okay, so 6, another idea is your dream working space or your dream business space. So your dream office, where you would go to work, what you're doing. That might be in your house, just fine tune your whole, your home office and just creatively just think of the flower vases you might have or the paintings on the wall or your equipment that you might have. So that's another idea. So number 7 is your perfect efficient day schedule. So for the time you wake up, just write down everything in an imaginary day of the most perfect, efficient day that you could ever possibly dream for yourself. It doesn't have to be realistic. It could be crazy. But I feel like that's a good prompt to start thinking about what is your dream work day like. Okay, and number 9 is the other days, which is what is your fantasy relaxing day like. So maybe it's a fantasy vacation. Maybe it's just, you have your work days and you have your relaxing days. And maybe you're just at home, but what would you do? So my relaxing day is I kind of treat my bedroom like a hotel room, and then my husband will, bring me French fries or something. Like one day a week, I don't make any plans. I just hang out by myself and I just relax and I watch fun YouTube videos instead of sitting down and trying to learn stuff, Number 10 is write down a list of all the fun things you want to do. So I guess people call that a bucket list, possibly. I don't know. But just write down maybe the things you want to do with your sister or brother, or the things you want to do with your friends, or the things that you want to solo vacation on, or all the things that the restaurants you've never tried, but you always wanted to. Just start making a list of all the things that you've always wanted to do, but haven't done. Number 11, tell your own fortune. So imagine that you're sitting in front of a fortune teller, but you are the fortune teller, and the fortune teller is telling you the future. And I think, it's a weird one, but you might secretly be getting, I think you'd find out quick if you're just like doom and glooming yourself and it's your own negative thinking that's tearing you apart. Or you might come up with some sort of fantasy things that you never even knew you wanted and that are sounding fun to you, and it's opening your mind to new things in your life. Okay, and number 12 is the dream projects. What are the things you've always wanted to do? Just start making a list. Have you always wanted to build a treehouse, or write a book, or make a candle company, or, all the dream projects that you want to do that you haven't done? Just start making a list. See where it goes. Number 13. So I have future inventions. I don't know. I was thinking just start making a list. I guess I was thinking, in the 50s when we thought about what we would be doing today, it's like nowhere close to the reality. There's no jets and cars. You still drive yourself to the restaurant and you eat there and you drive yourself home. There's some changes, but overall it's not like mind-blowing. Having cell phones in your pocket, that's pretty mind-blowing, and the internet everywhere you go. But overall, we're still living kind of the same kind of houses and same, once we get into self-driving cars and stuff, that's when I feel like the cars are going to really change. But what are the future inventions that you could dream up in your mind? Just, I don't know, I feel like that's like an imaginary prompt that could take you to a lot of places and have fun. And number 14 is a healing grocery list. What's your dream grocery list? I think we all get stuck in a rut buying the same old groceries over and over again when, there is a healthier choice, but you really like this particular thing. But, when you go on YouTube and there's all these crazy recipes and when they prepackage all the food, when they prep all the food and then they make the little lunches themselves, I don't know, there's a dream grocery list. And a lot of things you might want, but you can't afford right now. But if you already know, kind of preparing yourself for the day that you can go to Whole Foods and buy whatever you want, just getting that dream grocery list, working in together and, making it a reality in some way, somehow. And number 15 is just write fiction. Just start writing, maybe a weird story every day. I've never tried writing fiction personally, but I can imagine that it's probably fun and weird. And even though it's hard to write good fiction, probably, it's not hard to write bad stuff. And nobody reads your morning pages. As soon as I write these things, I tear them up and put them in the trash. I never save them. I have my one little sheet at the end that I do that's the same every day. But I just write that every day. I don't save my pages for any reason. And my handwriting's crazy, so I don't even know if somebody could read these if they wanted to. I feel like it's pretty beneficial. It has to be done in the morning, no exceptions, and right when you wake up, and just beyond that, there's no rules. So, and it could take you 5 minutes, or you could spend the whole hour doing it. That's it. That's the video for today. So I still don't know how to end the show, so I'm just going to play the music.